Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're going to be swapping my screen time with reading this week. Honestly, I just wanted a fun little challenge to film this week, but before we figure out how much I need to read today, I want to go ahead and make a matcha. Okay, so I just got done making my matcha, but you guys, I forgot that I ran out of milk yesterday. So I had to use like water as a base and then my like oat brown sugar creamer. Let's just say that I used too much of the creamer to compensate for the fact that I was using water. I am drinking oat milk brown sugar creamer with matcha and not matcha with creamer. I just feared for the fact that it was going to be super watery and I just don't like that. That's why I use milk. So I made a mistake. Yeah. Listen, I've had worse, but yeah, not much worse. Okay, we'll drink it. It'll be fine. So I want to go ahead and pull up my screen time. Let me do the screen record. Okay, so this is actually not that bad compared to like previous videos of me doing this where like atrocious. So today's Monday. We're gonna go ahead and hit Monday. 4 hours and 1 minute is not that unattainable because I'm gonna read a little bit while at work, like listening to an audiobook that I was already listening to at work, and then I feel like I have time like between all of the stuff today to read that. So let me hit, well, actually, let's just keep it. I did go ahead and read some today. So I put just like a stopwatch. I was reading this morning. I read 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put timer. We're going to go ahead and put 3 hours and 21 minutes. I don't want that to actually be a thing. Okay, so I just hit it just so it's ready, but I'm going to go ahead and hit this whenever I start reading, probably at work. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to head into the office now. And then I will see you guys probably when I'm like back home and we're going to do a bit more reading and I will update you guys on like what I accomplished at work. But there is an audiobook that I'm listening to already there that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get back to the office so that like I can continue it. So I will give you all of that like information as well when I get home. So we can do that. 3 hours and 20 minutes at this point. Easy. Okay, I will see you guys later. I feel like every time I go to my office, I always walk out with a root beer because they're just so good and free. Like I love free root beer even more than root beer I pay for. Anyways. I am reading The Wild Huntress by Emily Lloyd Jones. I'm 47% of the way into it after reading some more this morning, but you are following our main female character, Branwen, who has kind of this secret, if you will. She is able to see and slay monsters, and then you have our main male characters. You have Gwydion, who is a part of this magically talented family, but his magic is all about like plants and stuff and kind of seen as less than, like he's not high on the totem pole within his family. And then you have, I can't remember how to pronounce the last one. It starts with a P. Pryderi. He is someone that is prince born but monster raised. And so he has no interest in the throne. So he is just kind of like, And Gwydion's like, guys, I really just had to learn how to be greater than by kind of going a different route. His specialty is all about like secrets and trickster and like learning information. Like knowledge is his gift. So like that's what he's gone out of his way to like perfect, and like the people he's like paid or befriended or whatever, like he just realizes like, okay, well my talent doesn't really lie with plants, like that's not going to get me very far. So he's like found ways to make himself stronger. in that way with knowledge. And so in this world, every 5 years, there is this thing called the Wild Hunt, and these two kingdoms, one ruled by a mortal king, one ruled by an immortal king, they come together and they do this Wild Hunt. The winner of it is basically granted a wish of their choosing. So Branwen really wants it to help her mother that's ill. Gwydion wants it to, he said, to win a family bet, essentially, but he's wanting it to get rid of his tyrant brother taking the throne in the mortal lands, and then I think it's the mortal lands. And then Pryderi, I don't think they say in the synopsis what he's after, but these three are going to have to work together in the Wild Hunt to get their goal. And so I'm curious like how it's going to go. At this point, we're now getting into the hunt. The hunt has started, and I'm very excited. I feel like it's been a very like quick like first 47%. So I'm curious, like now that we're in the Wild Hunt, that's kind of like gonna be like the meat of the plot. Like I'm curious, like how is this gonna, like, is it gonna increase the pacing? Is it gonna like kind of stay the same? Like, I mean, it hasn't felt slow at this point, but it's more like how is like the action of like the Wild Hunt, this like highly anticipated thing, gonna be? And I feel like there's one more thing in my noggin. Oh, I'm curious just how our characters are going to interact, because like the synopsis hinted at like love, and I'm like, is this going to be like a love triangle, or are we just going to like throw one of them out the window like and see like it's just two people? Like I'm just kind of curious. It is a standalone, and that was the thing I was going to say. It's a standalone, so everything should wrap up at the end of this book. So let's go ahead and get some reading done. Okay, my timer has ended. I am 89% of the way into the Wild Huntress, but my friend's coming over in just a few minutes, and we're going to be just like hanging out for the night, so I don't think I'm going to try to finish the book tonight, so this is what we're going to finish first thing tomorrow whenever we get back into reading. I don't know what I have to read for tomorrow yet, so we'll find that out in the morning, but day one was a success. Like I feel so just like accomplished. Like I wanted to read a good chunk of the Wild Huntress already today, so I feel like it was perfect to just like sit down and dedicate some time to it. It is so good. Like it's so good. It's just like a standalone. I am so intrigued how like the last 11% of this is going to go, because for what just happened, wild. So I'm very curious, like, how this is gonna end. They did say, like, this is based in the same world as something else, and I'd be curious, like, if we've seen, like, I don't know, they're not basing it in a series, so I think they may have said it's in, like, the same world as something else, so I need to look into that afterwards, but no, I've really enjoyed how this has been so far. Like, it's YA fantasy with, like, the subplot of a romance thing going on, but it has been like perfectly done. Oh, I love it. Like I love like the fantasy like plot of this is so good, and like our characters are fun, and the dialogue's fun. Like it's not like addictive. It's not like a 5-star can't put this down, but it's like very entertaining and like keeping me in it. And I feel like the perfect length and like the pacing of it's been good. Like I don't know, I've just like had a fun time with this book. So I'll let you guys know when I finish it tomorrow. Good morning, it's the next day, and I need to figure out how much we need to read today. So today is Tuesday. Oh, it's looking higher than yesterday. 5 hours and 55 minutes. We can do this. Okay, I'm gonna hit play for real this time whenever I like sit down and start reading. I think I'm working from home today, but I want to utilize like the fact that I need to read with my day so that like I'm gonna listen to some audiobook. I'm gonna go find an audiobook to start. That's kind of like the one that I had listened to at work previously. Like I like to listen to those true crime, nonfiction-y books while working. So I'm gonna do that. And then whenever I'm done with work today, though, we have quite a lot of reading that I want to do. Like I want to finish the Wild Huntress. Only an hour and 15 minutes left on the audiobook, and I know it's a little less than that with my like reading speed. And then I am starting Empire of Storms today. You won't really get glimpses of, like, I'll, insert a clip or something, or like be like, yeah, I, reached this page or something, but I'm going to be filming for the Throne of Glass reading vlog video for that. So that reminds me I need to film for that today as well whenever I do read it. 5 hours, 55 minutes. Okay, we can do hard things. We can do hard things. I'm going to go ahead and get situated with work, and I will probably just check in with you guys periodically throughout the day as I get certain readings done. Okay, I was like, please don't fall, please don't fall. It is nearly 1 o'clock, and I have been listening to that audiobook for the last 2.5 hours. I'm trying to do mental math. I have 3 hours and 20 minutes left, so it is Harbingers. I believe that's how you say the word. It's Harbingers, and it's essentially from this person that was a lead investigator in the January 6th fiasco. And he was also a part a few years prior to the Charlottesville, like he was involved in the Charlottesville's like riot situation that happened regarding like racism and stuff. And so he's putting his expertise and like firsthand accounts and all of that into this book. And I've really enjoyed this audiobook. I got it from Libro FM as part of their ALC program, and I just really have enjoyed how it's being like told. It's digestible for me, but it's also, it feels like I'm just having a conversation. I just really like how they're doing it, but very informative. I feel like I'm locked in. I want to listen to more of these types of books, like the nonfiction of just like these important events that I wish I was a bit better educated on. And so I feel like when people do make books like this that are not like a textbook, but more like a conversation that you're having about it, I am ingesting it a lot easier, and I feel like I'm gonna just like learn a lot more that way. So I've just been listening to that while I've been working. Then I'm gonna get a little break now to just watch like a YouTube video or something for a little bit, and then when I hit kind of a stopping point with work, I'm gonna pick back up probably the Wild Huntress so I can finish that book before we head into Empire of Storms. So I just want to come on and update you guys, but it's been a successful couple hours of reading. Like I'm really glad I was listening to that today. It felt like I was like productive in my office, but I was in the comfort of my home, because I feel like I only listen to audiobooks like that when I'm like at my office. So this has been a great day. I say great day. Bad topics. Bad topics. But I feel like I've just been in a good, like, productive state with work. And listening to that just, like, helped me, like, lock in while also, like, educating me. It's been great. Okay, before I head to the store, I wanted to give you guys an update because I've read quite a lot over the last few hours. Sorry, I just put my hair up in the clip and now I'm like, ooh. Could have looked at that before I turned on the camera. Anyways, I have 1 hour and 23 minutes. I finished the audiobook that I was listening to. Yeah. In summary, exercise your right to vote. Highly recommend, though, if you're like interested in just kind of learning more about events and just having it be actually like, like entertaining, keeping you engaged. I thought that was really well done as an audiobook. And then I literally just finished it, actually. I say then, like, and then what? And then I'm gonna go to the store, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get going on The Wild Huntress, because I probably only have like 45 minutes left of the book, like time-wise, for how long it's gonna take me. And then I have the KU game afterwards. So I feel like the KU game I'm gonna be like reading as well. But as far as like the timer, I only have an hour 23 left, and I feel like that is so doable. I'm so glad I was listening to the book on like during my workday. I felt like I was just locked in a lot during work. Okay, I need to go to the store though. Okay guys, I've officially finished The Wild Huntress. Very, very excited to have that complete. I really enjoyed the last 11%. Like, that was wow. That was wow. Chef's kiss. I have 53 minutes left on the timer, so I am going to go ahead and read today's reading that I need to do for Empire of Storms. I'm getting back into Throne of Glass now, so this is scary, but I'm also very excited. I'm going to go ahead and go find my Throne of Glass memory card and record this, but I have 60 pages to read today, so I anticipate that filling the 52 minutes, so that's just kind of what that is, but no, we can do this. Okay. I'll see you on the other side whenever I finish this reading and the timer is done. Okay, you guys, my timer went off with about like 10 pages left for me to read today, but I have read the 60 pages I needed to start Empire of Storms. What a journey. Also, like the timer going off and it's only 7:30. Like, are you kidding? I'm gonna continue to read tonight. I think I'm gonna start, I think it's The Reign of Rose or Reign of Rose. It's the third book in the Sacred Stones trilogy. First book is A Dawn of Onyx. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start that and just chill out for the rest of the night. So I'm just gonna read on my own, but I will see you guys in the morning when we figure out how much I need to read. Good morning, it's the next day. We are gonna be looking at Wednesday's screen time today. So go ahead and hit record. Okay, so Wednesday, 4 hours and 45 minutes. I feel like we're really like locked in on like that time. Like that really is the average. Wow, okay. 4 hours and 45 minutes. I mean, better than nearly 6 hours yesterday. We have this up. I'm gonna actually head to a coffee shop to work today. I don't know what book I want to listen to while I work, so I'm gonna figure that out. I'm currently in Empire of Storms, which I'm only reading 60 pages today, but then I'm not gonna read that like while I'm working. And then I'm in A Reign of Rose, but I'm 10% in another fantasy book. I really don't want to be listening to that while I'm working and like multitasking, so I'm gonna find another book to listen to that's like a nonfiction, true crime-esque kind of book to kind of get me through the day to also help with that time. So I'm gonna head to a coffee shop and we'll do some reading along the way. Okay, I got home and I took a shower. I also ate food because I had such a productive day at the coffee shop that I knocked out my entire reading like time there, but then it like hit me. It was like 3:30 and I was like, wait, babes, I'm tired and I'm hungry. I'm probably tired because I'm hungry. So I came home, I ate food. My friend's gonna be here in just a couple minutes and I decided to wash my hair in the few minutes that I had to spare. So she's gonna come over, we're gonna read some more, but I will see you guys in the morning to figure out how much time we need to read. Good morning, it's the next day. I have someone coming to work on my dishwasher shortly, so I wanted to go ahead and figure out how much time I need to read for today. Okay, so hit record. Okay. Oh boy. Another day we are above the average. I got so confused looking at this earlier because like the colored stuff makes it seem like it'd be less, but you see all this like gray behind it. Like, yikes. Okay, I don't know what that entails, but probably just me having my screen open, like all of that. But last Thursday, 6 hours and 13 minutes. Okay, 6 hours and 15 minutes. I will go ahead and hit start whenever I begin reading, but luckily I do have today off of work. I need to do a lot of editing though, so we'll see how this goes, but I'm hoping I can get it done with a bit more flexibility in my day today. Okay, here for a little check-in because it's now 2:30 and I've been reading for the last like hour and a half or so, but I have 4 hours and 30 minutes left. So it's going to be a long day because I'm going to get in some good reading now, but then I head to book club around 5 or so, so I'll have to stop reading in like a couple hours to kind of just like get ready, maybe change out of pajamas to go, and then driving there, and then we yap for a bit, and then like eventually reread. So I just know like the odds are not in my favor. But I'm continuing on with A Rain of Rose. So I'm 50% of the way into it. I expect to finish it today with this reading, like the amount of time left. I think I have, let's pull up the audiobook real quick. Where? So based on the time left in my like reading speed, I have under 3 hours. I know that much. So we'll see if I am able to finish it before I leave for book club, or if I have to finish it. It's like 2.5 hours, I think. So we'll probably have to finish it at book club, and then we'll dive into Empire of Storms. Because at that point, like, I just want to finish this book rather than go read Empire Storms ahead of book club. Like, I'll just bring Empire Storms with me and read that there after I finish this. It's my logic. Okay, I'm going to continue reading, but that's my little update. I also got a new drink. I have not had soda in my home for so long, but I got a mini pack, like a 6-pack of the mini drinks. And I love it because usually I'm just like craving carbonation and I don't need a full like can of soda. So I feel like the minis are perfect for me. But where's my charger? Okay, I'm going to continue reading, but I just wanted to pop in and give you guys a little update. I'm hoping tomorrow we finish the nonfiction book that I was listening to while I do like some computer work. And then we will start a new book after we finish this today, and we'll see where that takes us. Tomorrow will be the last day of the swapping screen time with reading, but overall, by the time this is out, you'll already see like everything I read this week, following like us into the weekend for the weekly vlog. But okay, happy reading. Good morning, it's the next day. This is our last day of doing the swapping screen time with the reading. Let's go ahead and do my screen record. I did it yesterday. I did it, but it was a challenge. But I felt like I was so close that I couldn't just like not do it. So here we are. Okay. What's today? Friday. No, but how do I do this? Okay. Like, it's more like, how do I do this to myself? How do I, seriously? Okay, 5 hours and 45 minutes. 5 hours, 45 minutes. We will go ahead and start this whenever I am actually reading. I'm going to go to a coffee shop right now to finish edits on my weekly vlog, and then I'm going to do some work. I need to read my Empire of Storms. I also started A Sea of Unspoken Things yesterday. So on my way to book club, I got so like disoriented with like just stuff that popped up So I forgot my Empire of Storms book. Yeah, so we're behind 2 days of reading. Like, I have yesterday's reading and today's to do. So when I finished A Reign of Rose, I was like, wait, I have my Kindle, but like, what audiobooks do I also have? What Kindle book do I already have? And I have the physical copy of A Sea of Unspoken Things, but I don't have the ebook. It was fine. I was just listening to it. The audiobook was great enough that I could like be at book club. I was kind of on my phone like scrolling, and then I was listening to the audiobook, and I'm at 50% now based on yesterday's reading. So wow. But I hadn't planned to start that. Actually, I wanted to start it today. I had planned to just read Empire of Storms last night. So it's all good. Why am I still screen recording? Okay, wow. Anyways, let's go ahead, head to the coffee shop, get some work done, start tackling this long timer. Okay, I'm back home. I'm sorry if you can hear my laundry going in the background, but I desperately needed to eat food, so I did that. I changed into some comfy clothes because I was desperately also in need of just putting on sweatpants and my comfort hoodie, and now I'm gonna let myself rest a little bit before I get back into reading. A lot of the time I couldn't read while I was at the coffee shop, but I did get through the remainder of that nonfiction book I was listening to about like the Mormon murderer people. Wild. And then I read the reading I needed to do for yesterday for Empire of Storms. So I have 3 hours and 31 minutes left. I'm going to rest just for a little bit, kind of regain some energy. Maybe I take a nap. And then I have the goal of completing today's reading for Empire of Storms, but then finishing A Sea of Unspoken Things. So fingers crossed, we can do it. I'm just a little stressed because I'm right now very tired. So, but I know I'm gonna get some energy. It'll be fine. I'm just like sleepy right now. So I'm like, how am I gonna do everything that I want to do? I'll circle back whenever I start back up on my reading. I have just finished the reading I needed to get done for Empire of Storms today. Wow. I'm 34% of the way into it according to Goodreads. So I'm on chapter 27. It's so funny. Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that. It ended on me like laughing at something one of our characters like said and like what they were doing. But it's not a funny book. No, I fear we are in the trenches. But I'm vibing. It's great. I need to go find my Throne of Glass SD card though, so I can update that vlog. It's currently 6:03. I have 2 hours and 40 minutes left. This is perfect because, okay, if I go to Libby, A Sea of Unspoken Things. Okay. I need to do my like handy dandy audiobook calculator because Libby doesn't tell you how much time is left based on your like reading speed, and it drives me insane. Like, that's something I really appreciate about Audible. Okay, 4 hours 23 minutes. What is my speed? Okay, all of these ads are driving me insane. Stop. I have 1 hour and 45 minutes left. Okay, so then I have like an hour left after that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I do think I'm going to go ahead and pick up A Sea of Unspoken Things right now. And then I will figure out whatever comes after that. But I need to go find the SD card so that I can update the other video, the other vlog. And I need to update the weekly vlog too. Yeah, we're just going to take a break, update all the videos, and then I will get to reading some more. Okay, I do have an hour left on the timer. It is now 8:30-ish, but I went ahead and I finished A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. I really enjoyed this book, guys. Like, I really enjoyed this book. I talk about it more on the weekly vlog, but I'm so glad that I picked this up because I don't think I would have finished it this week if I hadn't had the well, okay, I actually did want to start it today, but I don't think I would have finished it this week, because what am I trying to say? I would not have finished it without making my Empire of Storms, like, mistake at book club by forgetting it. So, happy mistakes. I started this to where now I could have just finished it tonight. Like, this was so good. I just love Adrienne Young. If it's a book that's interests you, you've seen it around. It's a new release. It came out in January, but this was really good. I would say The Unmaking of June Farrow is a lot more like character focused in like learning about June and her like mystery of like her life in a way. This is more murder mystery vibe. Like murder mystery vibe, not as much like character depth in that way. But I really liked this. Like it was different, but it still had the Adrienne Young vibe to it. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm gonna go like make some food, get something, and then I will figure out the next book that I'm gonna start for the last hour of today and this video. Wow. So it's the next morning, but I wanted to come on here and round out the video. I wanted to go over all the books that we finished because you guys, I have never been this successful with this challenge. I've done this video before a few times, and I feel like every time, like there's one day that I just can't get, if not two, and I'll just be like, well, let me just add the time to the next day. It never works. It never works. So I feel like this was the most like successful I've been in not having to like extend the days. And every day I'm finishing my time. I don't know, it's just like very rewarding. And because of that, I finished so many books this week. I'm in shock. Okay, so we started this on Monday, January 27th. So I finished We the Poisoned. That was the Flint water crisis nonfiction book I was listening to at work. I'd already started it, but I finished it that day. And then the next day, we finished two books. I think this was like read in one sitting. I say one sitting, one day, but it was the Harbingers. That was the whole like nonfiction book about January 6th and Charlottesville, like riots and everything, and like how they are reveal about rising threats to American democracy. So that was a very interesting book. And then same day we finished The Wild Huntress. Yeah, and then 2 days later, so on Thursday, yes, on Thursday we finished A Reign of Rose. That was me finishing a trilogy. Collapse for me because you guys, one thing about me, I'm going to start a duology, a trilogy, a series, and just like not continue with it, even though I really love book one. Pros and cons of being new to the book world. Okay, and then yesterday on Friday, we finished A Sea of Unspoken Things and Children of Darkness and Light. So Children of Darkness and Light was another nonfiction book that was about Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, and it was about the Mormon faith and like their Mormon faith and how it led them to kill people. Yeah, with the justification that like they were doing the right thing. It was messy. So, yeah. And then last night we finished the A Sea of Unspoken Things. You guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books. I'm sorry, what? That's genuinely insane. Like for me, that does not happen. This was amazing. I mean, I will totally give credit to the fact that I listened to those 3 nonfiction audiobooks while I was working, and like, I mean, it helped me focus though, because you'll see in the weekly vlog, I mean, you probably already did because the weekly vlog will be out first, but I was like locked in with like all the work I was doing places whenever I was listening to those books. Like, I mean, I was just like focused on either personal work or like work for my job. Amazing. But yeah, this was so successful. I mean, I think it's just fun, even if you don't like do any content creation on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, anything, but you enjoy like watching these challenges. I challenge you to do it. Like, it is just so fun to do, and like, you can either make a little like video yourself of like, I don't know, little clips of you reading and like the timer and everything, but overall, like, it's just like a fun thing to do, and it does like get you off your phone, and it makes you very much aware of how much time you're spending on your phone and for what. Like, Riley and I were talking about this because she's like, girl, like you shouldn't count like when you just have YouTube on your phone. I was like, well, I mean, it's part of the challenge though. Like, yes, do I, like, we had all that gray area that I was like, is it like counting the time like my phone is just sitting there open? Like, I don't know, because when I had their 3 main categories, it was always like 3 hours or less. And a lot of times it'd be like YouTube, or it'd be like Teams, which is used for my work. You know, like, you can always try to lessen the time, but like, even if you, yeah, wanted to swap, oh, I'm only gonna read this week for the time that I was like on social media. Like, I feel like that'd be fun. But yeah, I feel happy that I was this successful with it. And I encourage you to find a challenge that you just want to do yourself. I feel like it was just fun to challenge myself this week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.